um, broadcast regarding some differences about F1 visa interviews and other interviews. I do have some candidates sometimes ask, uh, what is the difference, or what are the differences between um, F1 visa interviews and other interviews? And these could be also some of the reasons why a lot of candidates fail to pass visa interviews, specifically because they think that F1 visa interviews would possibly be like every other interviews. So I'm here to deconstruct that assumptions, just to let you know that they are not the same. In a regular interview or job interview, your interviewer simply focuses on your your background, which is if you are going for maybe a job placement, they want to know how long you've been in this job, what kind of roles have you performed, and what kind of activities, what are your capacities, what can you do. But in an F1 visa interview, that's not what your VOs are looking for. Because your VOs are body language experts. They look at everything, they put everything into perspective. For instance, they talk about your background. Everything you filled up in your DS-160 is specifically put into consideration, or they are put into consideration. The VO puts you in the middle of that application. For instance, they think about your background, they think about your resources, they think about your sponsorship, they think about what you want to do. They put everything you deposited into consideration. So, your family background, your sponsor, what you want to study, why you want to study that. Nobody asks you this kind of question in a regular interview. So that's why they're looking. The visa interviews are very, very different. So anytime um, it comes to your mind to assume that they are the same, please, just to remind you, they are not the same. Your visa interview has more components. Your visa interview has more expectation. Your visa interview has um, much responsibility, much depositions. But your regular job interview doesn't need that. So I just want people, if you're preparing for your visa interview and job interview, for you to just know that the differences are so much. Do not fail to prepare, because if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Do not take it for granted that because, oh, you can handle it. No, you can't handle it. It's not always the same. And most times candidates, you just assume that when a VO asks a question, you just assume that what you're saying is exactly what they're asking. No, you really need to pay attention to what your VOs are saying. You really need to pay attention to what dynamics and nuances they are looking for. And if you're not able to respond directly in the manner that they are expecting you to respond to them, the chances are higher that they will not give you any visa. And in terms of visa interview, they have a concept: in dubio non agere, in doubt no action. Once there is doubt, you can't get your visa, because you created an obstruction in the flow of logic. They are not there to verify whether you're saying the truth or not, but they are there to look at the available evidence, what you're able to provide, and what you confess by your mouth, and also what your body language is also telling about you. But in your regular job interview, you don't need all that stress. You don't need all that kind of assessment. So put everything into context. Put yourself into context. Put your job application into context, and juxtapose it with your visa interview, because you have more deposition. You have a school, you think you have to talk about your school, why you applied to that school. You have to talk about why you wanted this kind of course. You have to talk about this course really means for you. You have to educate your VO. And then not only that, But you have to also talk about your plans, your history past, your history present, and your history future. You also have to talk about what you intend to do in your history future. You have to talk about what you intend to do with your history present and your history past. What did you study? How does what you studied link with what you want to do and what you're doing currently? So your history past meaning what you studied, your history present meaning what you're doing currently, and your history future meaning what do you intend to do at the end of your studies? Nobody asks you this question. Nobody would ask you this kind of question in a job interview. Only a visa interview can ask you that kind of question, and it's only for F1 visa. So you really need to be able to, deconstruct this, break it down, and explain it to your VO. And you need to convince them, because the first 90 seconds of your interview says a lot about you. So I'll leave you with these thoughts as you evaluate this video. Please share this and subscribe so you can get more videos, and be there to see me again when I bring you more updates regarding this. Thank you, and God bless.